Hello everyone! So today I am doing a Kate Middleton wedding makeup look, and I found it really interesting that she did her own makeup for the wedding. I think she had like 6 assistants helping with everything else getting ready, but she wanted to do her own. And I had heard that it had something to do with when she had her engagement pictures taken, she had a makeup artist do it and hated it, and so she ended up doing her own. So she probably just didn't want to go through that hassle or something. So she's kind of known for a super natural look, and she wears a natural look super well. She definitely, I think, kind of her face thrives on that less or more look. So basically her wedding look was just a more enhanced natural look. So she used really bright colors on her lips and cheeks, very, very rosy, and a lot of it, and basically just like in the apples of her cheeks. And then she used a lot of beautiful champagnes and shimmery taupes and just a lot of shimmer on her eyes, which is very natural for most people, but it was really amped up for her daily look. And tons of black eyeliner, especially along the bottom. And that's the one thing that I probably didn't care for that much, because I think that any thick eyeliner on the bottom can sometimes make you look a little tired. So that's the only thing that I would have maybe changed a little bit. But overall, I think she looked really lovely. So if you're interested to see how it's done, stay tuned. Okay, so I already put on my foundation, powder, blush, and filled in my eyebrows. So in some pictures, her lips and cheek area look very warm colors, and then some it looks like they're kind of cooler, really more of a hot pink. So I used a combo of blushes just because I didn't have like a good hot pink right here, but Dolly Mix would be a really good color for, Max Dolly Mix would be a great color for cheeks. And the ones I used were Deep Plum and Melba. So kind of a peachy and a pinker warm tone. And it doesn't really look like she used any sort of highlighter. I did use a little bit of Clear Radiance, which is Bare Minerals, and it's just like a little bit of a shimmer that I put on my apples of the cheeks, and she really concentrated the color on the apples. There's really no contouring, no bronze or anything like that. Then I filled in my eyebrows with 2 colors. Usually I just use MAC's Lingering Eyebrow Pencil in the color is Lingering, and it's a taupey light brown. And I just added in a little bit of the color Strut, which is a richer brown, since she has really defined brows. And I put a little clear mascara over those. And then for my lips, I used a stain, which is a great thing to wear on a wedding day. It's e.l.f. in Mysterious, so it's kind of just like a warm pink. And then over that I popped a hotter pink gloss. This is Skin Food. I think you might only be able to get these in like Korea, but it's just a real kind of like a more hot pink. So yeah, any pink would do. All right, I'm gonna start with my eyes. Okay, so I am starting the eyes with a primer, and I think that primers are just absolutely essential for a day like a wedding. And the primer I'm using also has a bit of a shimmer to it, so it's going to be a great base for the eyes that we're achieving. And it is Urban Decay's Primer Potion, and the color Sin. Comes in my little bottle, looks like that. Okay, so just gonna put that over the whole lid and rub that in with your fingers, and it's just a very champagne color. Just make sure that gets all over. You can even put a little bit underneath, since we're going to be putting eye makeup underneath there. Okay, now I'm going to take the color Ploof from MAC, and it's just kind of a white shimmer. And I'm using a just flat MAC brush. I forget what number this is because it's all worn off. So I'm just going to pat that over pretty much the whole lid. Right underneath her brow bone wasn't particularly white or shimmery, so I'm just going to let the primer be up there. Okay, next I'm going to take the color Satin Taupe, which looks like that. And I'm using this big fluffy crease brush from Urban Decay. And putting it right in the crease. And her crease area was pretty well defined. So everything that I've been using so far has a bit of a sheen satin finish to it. No matte colors. Okay, so once that's on, I'm going to take a little bit of a darker color. I believe it's Drama, and it's a Bare Minerals color. And this is just such a beautiful color. It is kind of like a pewter color. It has a lot of little sparkly, like opal colors in it. And the brush I'm using is a Bare Minerals double-sided. This is the crease brush. And just putting it a little bit darker in the corners there. I'm actually going to mix this with a darker eyeshadow, Concrete, to really give the definition I'm looking for in the corners. And then I'm just taking a 217 and using another Bare Minerals eyeshadow in Celestine, and it's just kind of a champagne color, and blending those two out. Next, for eyeliner, I'm using a black fluid line, Black Track. Kate Middleton really seems to love her black eyeliner, so I'm just using a little brush and putting it on relatively thick. Okay, so once that's on, I'm using a black eyeliner to go all the way around the bottom, and she really goes from the corner all the way out to the edge. Now, she doesn't put it in her waterline. It looks like, if anything, she even used a white pencil to go in the waterline. I'm not going to use anything. You can use white or like a concealer pen in there, so I'm just going to go underneath. So I put a little bit of makeup remover on a Q-tip and went right in the corners of my eye, because I have pretty deep creases right along there. So if I put a black eyeliner all the way to the corner, it's going to kind of crease and look way too thick right there. And you want right there and in the inside corner to be super thin. And I'm just going to put on a bunch of mascara now, and I'm using the Voluminous Carbon Black. It doesn't look like she has any lashes or anything on. And that's it for the eyes. Okay, so now that I finished my eyes and did use a lot of dark makeup underneath my eyes, I'm just gonna put a little bit of concealer on right underneath the eye area, just to make sure that there's no darkness or shadows. And I'm using the 224 brush with the Dream Mousse Concealer. And now that I have my eye makeup on, I'm just going to put a bit more blush on. And I'm putting it just right on the apples there. And just a little bit more of the lip gloss. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I think this is a great look for any special occasion and if you want to look like a gorgeous princess. So I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.